Hey guys, welcome back to Jay's and JJ's Kitchen. I call this my early season or smoking season since the weather is turning nice here in Oklahoma. We got to 70 degrees. That's a good temperature for me to go outside and fire up the grills or fire up the smoker, right? We don't want to do this when it gets too hot, so I decided to try to get my smoking videos done during this time. As you can see, we've got our smoking t-shirt on, so we're going to get ready with that. So today we're going to do, actually it's an experiment. I never heard of it before until I moved here to Oklahoma, and the guys at work mentioned something about smoked bologna. So we're going to give that a shot. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to actually try to do some smoked bologna. So we're going to come back and show you our ingredients and get started with that. All right, so this is fairly simple too. For our ingredients on our smoked bologna, basically what I did is went to the store, to the deli there, and bought the entire little stick of bologna there. I've got some Traeger anything seasoning, and I've got the pork and chickens rub also, right? So we're going to give it both of those, hit it with some mustard, and basically we've got barbecue sauce here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get it peeled out, cleaned or peeled basically. We're going to kind of give it some cuts. I'm not going to do the diagonal like some people do. I'm just going to do the straight cuts, both this way and across also, right? Then we're going to put some mustard on it, hit it with our rubs, and let that set. And then so we'll get that in the smoker. We'll smoke it about 3 to 4 hours. And then I'm going to pull it off and put it in a pan. Make sure all of it is covered. We're going to cut it up. Well, I say put it in a pan, but I'm going to cut it before I put it in the pan. Make sure all the pieces have got some barbecue sauce on it. Put it back in the smoker and let that kind of get tacky or caramelize a little bit. And that's going to be it for our smoked bologna. So we're going to get this started and we'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so with our bologna here, right? Stuff out of the way here. I've already went through, I've made cuts around this way and also lengthwise this way. I've got cuts going both ways, right? So now it's just a matter of, first off, rubbing it down with mustard, then coming back and covering it with our rubs. So I'm going to get a good coat of mustard, working around this guy, like so. Okay. Now, get our seasoning here opened up. Like I said, I'm going to use two. I'm using this Traeger anything rub, and I'm going to hit it with some of the Traeger chicken and pork. As to bologna is you guys know, is a mixture of all of the above, right? So that's why I decided to do this. Again, I say this is my first time doing this, so this is an experiment for me. However, I think it's going to be okay. Okay, so I think I got it covered fairly well there. So we're going to get this in a bag and get this in the fridge. And when we fire up our smoker, we're going to get those on there and we'll come back and show you that process. Be right back. I won't say be right back, but we're going to let this set overnight. And when we fire up the smoker, we'll be back then. So now it's time to do our smoking for our, we're going to put our brisket that we had marinating for the past day or so. And also from firing up the smoker will make it worth my time. And so we're going to put the turkey on there also, everything that we're going to smoke today. So I've got a brisket, I've got turkey, and I've got bologna. So we've got our grill, not grill, but our smoker here kind of set up. Got my wood chips here. This is the wood that we had, my combination of wood that I told you about that I used. Apple, pecan, a little hickory, and oak, right? So we're going to get our trays here filled with our wood chips. And we've got I'll bring my pan over here shortly once I get these wood chips in here. And I'll show you my my water tray, which is not water, but it is apple juice with vegetables cut up in it. It's got onion, bell pepper, and celery. I get the cheapest that I can find because that's just sacrificial that we're putting in here to give our moisture a little added flavor, right? So this is what we're going to do. Going to get our wood chips filled in here, kind of like so. It's just not a big deal on that because we can come back. We're going to have to anyway. Come back and add more to it. These are going to burn out, so we're going to have to replenish these whenever we get to that point. These in their little place down here. That is that for our wood chips. So next, gonna get our liquid tray in here. I hope I got my racks set where I want them. How I want to arrange my grill, but my smokers, my racks and everything. So we've got this is our liquid here. I hope you guys can kind of see what I got here. But it's apple juice. You can see the cut up celery that I got in there. Onion purge, bell pepper purge. That's what you want. So we're going to get this in here. Let me top that off with the remainder of this apple juice I have here. That'll give us a start. We got another one there in the house. We'll come back with that. Get that topped off. Get that in there. Another thing I'll show you is here off to the side of our smoker here, we have our thermometer mounted right here, right? So what I do is on my bottom shelf, try to find a hot section. If you know your smoker, you'll know where your hot section is. What I'm going to do is get this back here in the back. That's going to give us an indication of where our temperature is. Basically throughout our smoking process. So we've got that one there. And now also, I have two more here, which will be, let me try to show you this real quick if I can get them untangled. Which will be inserted, one into the turkey and one into the tip of the brisket, the big part, the thickest part of the brisket, right? We're going to get those internal temps. That's going to tell us whenever our brisket and turkey are done. We're going to try to get our turkey up, I'm going to say 170 on the thick part of it. And our brisket, we're going to have to end up with a temperature of at least 200. I'm going to try to get to 202 on it. And then we'll put that into our cooler for a couple of hours to let it kind of cool down, I guess you call it. But it's a slow cool because it continues to cook. Because like I think I mentioned before, once we start this up, that brisket is probably gonna get to 145, 150-ish, and that's a stall point on it, where basically what that means is it'll rise up slowly, a steady rise to that temperature, and once it gets there, it stops. And that's the stall point. So either you can wait on it, but the thing to do is you take it out, you wrap it real tightly in foil or butcher's paper, right? And you stick it back in, and that'll allow you to get over that stall point. You continue your cook or you're smoking it until it reaches that internal temp of 202 with it wrapped like that. By that time, you've already got your 1/4-inch ring that you're looking for, and it's got enough smoke on your meat, so it's not going to affect it any. But that's how we're going to do that. So that being said, that is everything. That's our smoker loaded with our wood chips, our liquid. So now it's just a matter of putting our meats in and getting this thing going. So I'm going to fire this up, and when the temps comes up, we're going to stick our meat in there and get it going, and I'll come back and show you how I have the meat in there. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, so we got our smoker pretty much up to temp. Should have let it go over, because once you start opening the door and putting your meats in, your temp drops, but it's no big deal. By the way, I should have also mentioned, I got a late start today, kind of overslept. And can't say I overslept, I just didn't feel like getting up. So it's going to cause me to be out here longer. But that being said, we pulled our meat out of the refrigerator and let it sit somewhere between an hour and a half and 2 hours prior to getting it in the smoker, right? So that being said, let me show you. I'm going to lose some heat here, but I want you guys to see what I did. You can see the smoke is starting to come out already, and we've got our smoker loaded, and we're gonna let it sit here and basically let it do what it do. Um, the first thing that we should be done with is our bologna. I got to get my timer for that. We're gonna let that go 3.5, probably to 4 hours, and we'll pull that out, slice it up some, cut it down some, I should say, put it in a pan with barbecue sauce, put that in there, and let it caramelize. And by that time, probably our turkey will be getting close to being done, but our brisket is going to have to go. Maybe by that time, it'll be time to pull it out. We'll see what the temperatures are like. If it's at that stall point, that'll be a good time there when I'm taking that stuff out to pull that brisket out, wrap it real tight in foil, and put it back in and let it finish cooking like it's going to do. That being said, we'll come back and check in from time to time to let you see how our smoking is going. So, okay, guys, we're about, I guess, 4 hours off into our smoking here. And it is time for me to pull the bologna off, right? So I want to get that out of there and do another check on my temps. I use this thermometer that I was telling you about that you see right here. That's a digital thermometer that's inside. However, I don't rely on it because I get different readings. So what we want to do is get the bologna out because it's been in there for about 3 hours, 40 minutes or so. But I want to check my internal temp with my other thermometer on my turkey. So you guys will see what we're working with here. That's what we have so far. So what we're going to do is get this bologna out. Try to anyway. One more. Okay, so we got to get our bologna in. We're going to cut it, slice it up, put barbecue sauce on it, and put it back in. Put it back in and let that sauce caramelize, right? And we will be back. So okay, guys, try to zoom in on that so you can see. We've got our bologna sliced up and the sauce on it, and we've got that back in. Had to add another rack there. We've got that back in. We're going to close this off and let that bologna, that sauce kind of caramelize on that bologna for a few minutes rather. I said a minute, but yeah, for a few minutes, and we'll come back. Okay, guys, so I let that bologna stay in there for about an hour to get caramelized, as you can see there. So it's ready. I'm going to pull that out. So that's finished. The next thing we're looking for is our turkey, and it is getting close. It's about 152 in that breast right there. Like I said, we're going to let it get up to 165, 170-ish, because other places I've probed, it's up to 170, 180 already, but that's okay. So we're going to pull the bologna out. We're going to pull our brisket out. We're going to wrap it in foil and put it back in. And so I'm going to pull the bologna out. Like I said, we're going to pull that brisket out, wrap it back up in foil, and let this thing continue to smoke. So we'll check back in from time to time. Alrighty, and this is our experiment. I say I never heard of it before until I got here to Oklahoma, and the guys are like, "Oh, you got to try smoked bologna." And actually, I said, "Well, they brought me some in to work," and I'm like, "Well, let me do a little research and see what I can come up with." And doing smoked bologna, and it is actually pretty good. Like I said, this is going to be, well, my other video, I said I was going to alternate between this smoked turkey that we did and some of this smoked bologna for my lunch for my next 4 days at work. And but anyway, yeah, there you go. So it's smoked barbecue bologna. It's good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed that.